What's up, everybody? It feels like forever since we've been inside the studio, and to be honest, it feels really good to be back. Obviously, you guys have seen the title of the video, but I just want to say that this is something that I've wanted to talk about for a while, and that I've had plenty of personal experience with, so just know I'm pretty excited to talk about it. And I don't really want to come off as biased in this topic, but I guess we'll just have to see how that plays out and see what you guys think of the video. So in spite of that, cue intro. Alright, you guys know the drill. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that red subscribe button and the bell notification next to it if you're interested in anything from recruiting tips, football drill tips, or general health and fitness. I got it all, so go ahead, hit that button and make sure that you get an update every time I upload a video. And leave a like on the video if it does end up helping you in the long run, because that's what I make my videos for, is to help my viewers get to the next college level and make sure that you guys are doing it in the best and cheapest way possible, and safest as well, to make sure that you don't have to deal with any scams along the way. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into what recruiting services really are and what service they provide in the economy that is college football. Now, I say football, but I don't mean specifically football only. These recruiting services will branch out into other sports as well, but today we're going to focus on the impact that they have on the football industry and the impact they make on the economy of the high school football athletes trying to make it to the next college level. Now, what a recruiting service is essentially a middleman. It can be a group of people offering a service, it could be a single person offering the same service, but basically what it is taking your information, putting it in a database, and sending it out to college football coaches across the nation. And those are some of the advantages they provide to the athletes that they serve. Now, I say serve, but they are definitely not free or cheap in the least. Basically, what recruiting services do is they take those kids that really want that exposure to those colleges that they're trying to get into. They take their information, they take their highlights, and then they throw it into their personal database, whatever they have concocted, and they send it out to the coaches that they have connections with. Now, this has a lot of advantages and disadvantages to go with it. Some of the positives that they actually can offer is definitely increased exposure to maybe some coaches or colleges you wouldn't have thought or known about across the nation, that they might know that obviously you wouldn't, so you'd have no way of reaching out to them yourself without expanding your own knowledge of the different colleges that are in the nation. I'll touch on this later on why this might not actually be beneficiary, but another positive that they offer is the fact that they are working, or they say they are working, while you're not working. So you can basically do other things like go to school, do your homework, and your recruiting is essentially being taken care of while you're doing those different things. Some of them even offer social media management to make sure that you're posting the right things, to make sure that those colleges aren't gonna look at you badly for the things you post. And this is actually one of the most positive things I think any of them could offer, mostly because of how important social media is to our demographic as far as high school kids and college kids trying to make it to college athletics. While the positives might not have been so extensive, that is kind of for a reason, and that's why I think there is more negatives that go with recruiting services than there are positives, because it can be a lucrative business. Just first and foremost, one of the easiest things to point out of what could potentially be wrong with signing up for a recruiting service is that it's pretty hard to stand out on their service, and it's pretty hard to make sure your profile kind of pops or you have a way to stand out from the crowd. The reason is because a lot of these services will offer you basically a profile to fill out, and you can put in your information from your high school, but all the profiles basically look the same, and there's essentially no way to make sure that your highlights or anything stick out other than actually what is inside your highlight. A lot of tricks to recruiting is getting the coaches to actually click on your highlights, so standing out outside of your huddle highlight or anything like that is actually really important as well, and can actually be argued that might be more important, which is actually kind of just like a YouTube video. If I make a great content, great video, but I don't do anything to make you guys click on the video, you guys aren't going to watch it. So what's the point of making a highlight really good if you're not going to make it so that you want coaches to click on it or have a reason to actually click on that video? Another disadvantage of it is that not every coach will actually have that service. While every coach does recruit, not every coach will pay for the service that allows them to see your profile. So while you may be paying the service to put your information out there to all these different colleges, a lot of them might not even use the software anymore, or they might not even have the software to begin begin with, so you're not getting as much value as you think you're getting when you pay for this software. Guys, I've been around a lot of different coaches in my time. They all have their own way of recruiting, but I don't think I've ever seen one actually use one of these services or say they found a kid through one of these different people reaching out to them through these services. They all basically use the same methods, which is email, social media, and just browsing the different top talent that they can find, whether that be in the newspapers, whether they go to different college camps, etc., etc. College coaches are insanely busy, and rarely will they have time to just go searching on a database for a random kid that they might not even know about, or will they have time to, look at all the emails of this one person that's sending them all these different kids. Again, your profile isn't really standing out, so there's not a whole lot of reason for the coach to really click on it unless you're sending it yourself in an email with maybe a good subject line to catch the coach's eye. That's something you can't control with these recruiting services. Now lastly, one of the scariest things about the whole situation is that there are a lot of scams out there and a lot of scammers to try and get the money from you because you just want exposure, and they know that, and they're trying to take advantage of that. And that can be really scary, whittling out the scammers from the people legitimately who are able to help you. I know a service that actually had a file brought against them, and they were actually sued because of their malpractice in what they actually said they were going to do versus what they actually did. I'm sure this isn't the first time that has happened, and I'm almost positive it's not going to be the last that someone tries to take advantage of someone else because of a situation they want to get out of. In this case, it's our situation that we just want to get exposure to these different colleges, and we want to get to college to play football. And through that, a lot of people are willing to pay money in order to get their name and their film out there, because a lot of times they think that exposure is just what they're lacking. And while that may be true, it's not exactly the best avenue to go through these services that basically offer you not a whole lot for a promise of something that may never happen. Overall, I would just be careful of the people that you decide to pay if you do go through with it, and make sure that you're doing as well of a background check as you can. Try and find people who aren't brought to you by the service to review the service, essentially to give an objective review so that you know if this service might be legit or if it's just a fluke. I just don't want any of you guys getting ripped off and being out. Some people pay thousands of dollars. Being out thousands of dollars would really suck, especially if you're betting on getting that scholarship after paying all that money. It's never guaranteed, and really you want to take the opportunity in your own hands and be reaching out to these college coaches on your own. If it's too good to be true, it honestly probably is. Lots of times these recruiting services will go off the lines of, oh, he's an easy sell, meaning that you're gonna be recruited super fast, when a lot of times they can't guarantee that. And another line they'll use is that they have thousands of coaches across the nation in their network, when you don't know if they're actually telling the truth or if these coaches even check their service anymore, because they might have signed up for it a long time ago and might not even check that. While it may not be as fast and you might not get responses from all the coaches that you contact, it really is better to put the work in and contact these coaches yourself to make sure that you're in complete control of your situation, because you do have the resources, especially in today's day and age with social media and email and all that, to control your own situation. You have the resources that you need to talk to these coaches without needing the services of something like a middleman or a recruiting service, as I've been saying, because ultimately a lot of these services only see you as another dollar that goes straight into their bank account. So as you guys can tell, I'm not exactly a huge fan of these college recruiting services, but I do see that there might be value in them that I might not be seeing myself in the lens that I'm looking through. At least I haven't seen it in anybody I've talked to. So if you guys find that these services actually provide something and they've helped you guys, go ahead and put that in the comments down below. If this video helped you guys in any way, please leave a like. It does help the video and the channel. And if you guys are interested in any of this kind of content or any content I've already posted, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit that bell notification so you guys can get an update every time I post a video. I think I've decided that I want to do the series about the different drills that you can do for different positions every Thursday. I think I'm going to stick to that, so look forward to that this Thursday, and I'll see you guys on the next one.